so we're going to start off with some pumpkin Rice Krispie treats, and these are the cutest things in the world. All of the measurements and ingredients will be listed down below, and you're just going to start by taking a pot or a saucepan and putting it onto the stove at medium-low heat, and then go ahead and add in 1 bag of mini marshmallows, followed by a few tablespoons of butter, and then just go ahead and stir that until it all liquefies down like so. Then you can go ahead and move it off of the heat and then add in some food coloring. I chose to make mine orange like traditional pumpkins, but you can go ahead and make them whatever color you'd like, and I'm just putting in the food coloring, stirring it around, and then adding in my cereal. I'm going to add in 6 cups of Rice Krispies in total, and once they're all well incorporated, we can go ahead and move on to the next step. Then we can go ahead and take some nonstick cooking spray and spray it into a dish of some sort, and then just go ahead and spoon in your mixture. I'm also going to go ahead and spray my hands so that my hands don't stick to our Rice Krispie treats. Then once we wait about 5 to 10 minutes, just go ahead and take out some of the mixture and form them into little balls. I made mine a little bit looser because I don't like mine really dense and crunchy like that, but make them however you'd like, and then we can move on to the Tootsie Rolls. And I'm taking these ones that are like a little bit bigger than normal size, I guess you could say, and I'm just breaking them down, and then we're just going to form them into little cylinders to act as our little stems on our pumpkins. And just kind of use your hands because your hands are warm, so they'll just, work with the malleable Tootsie Roll, and then you can, form it however you like. So go ahead and just push them onto the top after you're done. Press them down to make sure that they're stuck on there, and that is it. So that is it for our little Rice Krispie pumpkin treats. They are the cutest things in the world, and they are so delicious. If you like Rice Krispie treats, you will love these things. Trust me, they are perfect for the fall time. Moving on, we are going to make some pumpkin pie Pop Tarts, and these are some of my favorite treats I've ever made in my entire life. And you're just going to start off by taking a bowl or a pot if you don't have a bowl like me, and you're just going to mix your flour, sugar, and salt together, and then give it a good mix with your hands. And then after that, go ahead and add in some cold cubed butter. You can also use a food processor for this, but I actually didn't have one at the time, so I'm just using my hands. Nothing like using your good old trusty hands. And I'm just breaking down the butter into the flour mixture, and then once you're done with that, you should have a nice crumbly dough like so. Add in some water, keep mixing and mixing and mixing, and eventually it's going to come together like this. Once your dough has come together, go ahead and put it onto a floured surface like so. Just go ahead and keep kneading it, and then you can split it in half and then form them into 2 little discs, and then cover them in saran wrap and throw them in the fridge for about 30 minutes or so. Then we can go ahead and move on to the filling for our Pop-Tarts. So you're just going to add in some cream cheese, white sugar, brown sugar, and salt into a pot or a bowl or something, and go ahead and cream those 2 together. Then you can add in your pumpkin puree and give that a good stir. And if yours is a little bit too liquidy, you can go ahead and add in a little bit of flour just to kind of stiffen everything up again. We can move ahead on to our spices, so I'm just going to add some pumpkin pie spice in, followed by 1 egg yolk and some vanilla extract, and then give that a good stir, and it's all done. Then we can move back to our dough, so I'm just going to put out some flour and work one of the little discs out with I don't have a rolling pin, so I'm just using a salt canister along with like a cooking oil spray, but just something to flatten our dough out. And then I'm using a pizza cutter, but you can just use a knife to cut out your dough into little rectangles like so that are going to hold or actually be our Pop-Tarts. Then I'm just going to add in a little spoonful of our filling, followed by some water to seal the edges onto our dough, and then just kind of nicely press our dough on top of each other. So go ahead and just keep on repeating these steps until you're done making all of your Pop-Tarts, and then we're going to take a fork and just run it around the edges so that it seals our Pop-Tarts closed. And you also want to put your fork through the tops of the Pop-Tarts a few times so that it can ventilate and it won't explode or anything like that. And then we can go ahead and move on to the frosting or the icing on top, and it's just a mixture of powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and then some sort of liquid, so whether it's water or milk or whipping cream or something like that, you're just going to mix it all up together until there's no more clumps. And after you bake your Pop-Tarts, just go ahead and put this on top and followed by some sprinkles. You can also add food coloring to your icing sugar and just make it a really pretty color like so. And I absolutely loved these. These were amazing. They tasted like little baby pumpkin pies, but they're so cute and a perfect treat for the fall time. Our next treat are cinnamon apple chips, and these things are seriously addicting. You're just going to start by preheating your oven to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a very low temperature, and we're going to cook these for a very, very long time. So all you have to do is just wash your apple and then go ahead and slice them as thinly as you possibly can. Be careful to not cut your fingers. You can also use a mandolin if you have one. And then just go ahead and add them to a dish and sprinkle on a little bit of sugar on top and make sure that they're all nice and coated, and then follow that up with some cinnamon and keep stirring them so they all get nice and coated again. And that is it. Just go ahead and take a cookie sheet, spray it with some cooking spray, and lay your apples out. You want to make sure that they're not overlapping or anything like that. And we're just going to go ahead and put them into the oven at 200 degrees for about 2 to 3 hours. So it's a very, very long time, but it is well worth the wait. Trust me, they are amazing, super inexpensive to make, and absolutely delicious. Moving on, we are going to make some caramel apple pie cookies, which do those not sound absolutely amazing? Because they are. All you're going to do is take some store-bought pie crust, and the pie crust comes with 2 different crusts. So we're going to start with one and just roll it out onto a floured surface, and then we're going to add on some caramel sauce onto it and spread it around like some pizza sauce on a pizza. And then we can go ahead and move on to our filling. So I'm just taking store-bought apple pie filling, which I had no idea this existed, and this makes life so easy. I'm just chopping it up into little bits, and then I'm going to move on to the second crust and just cut strips going all the way down like so. And actually my camera sucks and deleted the part that I really needed, and I'm really, really sad about it, but it's okay. All you guys are going to do is just put on the apple filling on top of the caramel sauce that I showed you guys earlier. Then you're just going to take your strips and lattice them like an apple pie. I will go ahead and link a video down below how to do that, and then just go ahead and take a cup or something to cut them out like cookies. It's actually really, really easy. And then we're going to move on to the egg wash. So all you're going to do is just take an egg and some cinnamon and mix it all together, and then you want to brush it onto the tops of your cookies. I didn't have a brush, so I just used a spoon, but it still turned out great, and these are so delicious. You have to try them. And our last recipe is for some pumpkin spice trail mix, which is amazing to take on the go, and it's so delicious. All you're going to need is some pumpkin spice Mighty Buddies, which you can buy at the store or make on your own, along with some honeycomb cereal, some pretzels, some bugles, which look like little cornucopias, and they're so cute, along with some M&Ms and some candy corn, and then some little candy eyeballs, or just something that you want to add in. You can just throw in whatever you want into this and then give it a good mix. It is awesome to take on the go, or just sit on your couch and watch TV and eat this. It's amazing. So that wraps up all of my fall treats. I hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Bye!